Welcome to the Universal Peace Federation. My name is Ray LaPalkin, and the Universal Peace Federation is an international and interreligious network of individuals and organizations, including representatives from religion, government, civil society, and the private sector, dedicated to achieving world peace. The Universal Peace Federation is an NGO in general consultative status with the Economic and Social Council of the United Nations, particularly in the areas of interfaith peacebuilding, peace education, and the strengthening of marriage and family. Today we're going to be watching some speakers from part 2 of our Rally of Hope that was recently held. And our first speaker is Bishop Noel Jones from the City of Refuge Church in Gardena, California. So please enjoy his talk.
Next will be the peace message and prayer. The peace message and prayer for the realization of a heavenly unified world will be given by Bishop Noel Jones, one of the best known and most revered bishops in the United States and around the world. Bishop Noel Jones is one of the most revered and respected theologians of the 21st century. He is the senior pastor of the City of Refuge, a mega church in Gardena, California. He's also a diocesan of the Pentecostal Assemblies of the world, and is also known in Africa, Europe, and Asia. He has supported the True Mother's vision and testified to her as the Mother of Peace and only begotten daughter. He has also participated in various Peace Starts With Me rallies, and on April 7, 2019, he hosted the True Mother for Peace Starts With Me rally, where he received the Family Federation flag from True Mother. Let us welcome Bishop Noel Jones with a warm round of applause.
To the Mother of Peace, Dr. Haq Jahan Moon, heads of state, faith leaders, parliamentarians, and all other leaders, I would like to say, first of all, congratulations to Mother Moon on this 5th Rally of Hope. Millions are watching via satellite, actually to 150 nations. Also, I would like to remember her birthday and give her a birthday greeting, certainly to you, Mother, and to your late husband, the Reverend Moon. Both your birthdays fall on the same day. And so today, Father Moon would be 101. And I will not tell your age. We thank God because the Mother of Peace is touching the world with love and peace and is having great impact on all of us leaders, heads of state, all around the world, on every continent. And certainly the Holy Spirit is bringing her enemies together. She is living out Jesus' commission, and that is to love our enemies. This also is the anniversary, the 30th anniversary year of her and Father Moon's historic visit to North Korea. 30 years ago this year, she and Father Moon went to North Korea in spite of the dangers, and they went to encourage the Northern Korean leader to bring peace, yes. Man has always, since the first family, resorted to violence to handle whatever grievances he had and to seek advantages over his fellow man. This speaks of the function of those who walk with God. One of the Beatitudes that is germane and appropriate, blessed are the peacemakers, for they shall be called the children of God. Peacemaking is a mode of response to hostility or other destabilizing activities. It becomes very important then for us to have those who are ordained by God to bring peace into the world. That's why the Beatitude announces the one who cultivates the love for peace is one who is close to God. To seek peace and to pursue it now gives me the right to be called a son of God. And so, as I come to a conclusion, I want to let you know that whenever we deal with God, we understand that God is one, the number of unity. where there is no divisive element of any kind. Because at the end of the day, hear, O Israel, the Lord thy God is one God. So as we lead others, we must let the world know there is neither Jew nor Greek. There is neither bond nor free. There is neither male nor female. For ye are all one in Christ Jesus. And that's Paul to the Galatian church. He's infected with his unity. There can be no internal conflict in God nor the sons of God. A double-minded man is unstable in all his ways. But peace begins with me. Internal peace, and I exude it to everyone around me. Therefore, it is important to understand that whenever there is any pain or disquieting in my soul, I have to go to God, remove it, cleanse myself, so that I can come out and be that Son of God who operates in peacemaking. Finally, I would like to say, true mother, please be encouraged as the mother of peace. You, in your unique calling of God, has in every way and in every step moved the hearts of humanity to become one in God. You have touched us deeply. In every manner, you have touched us. Every part of humanity, all over the world. And everyone is beginning to see the hope of God's kingdom unfolding. And it's all because of what God has used you to do. Thank you, true mother. Be strong, be encouraged. God is using you today.
Thank you, Bishop Jones. Our next two speakers are going to be Mr. Michael Pence, the former Vice President of the United States, and Mr. David Beasley. Mr. Beasley is the Executive Director of the UN World Food Program, and on behalf of the UN, actually he was just a recent recipient of the Nobel Peace Prize. So let's listen to their words.
It is now time for the keynote addresses. The first keynote address will be offered by His Excellency Mike Pence, the former Vice President of the United States. His Excellency Mike Pence served as Vice President of the United States from 2017 to 2021. From June 2027, he chaired the National Space Council, and in February 2020 was the leader of the White House Coronavirus Task Force. Vice President Pence also served as a member of Congress from 2001 to 2013. He was also elected governor of Indiana from 2013 to 2017. He described as a principled conservative and has proudly expressed his faith, saying he was a Christian, a conservative, and a Republican in that order. After his inauguration in April 16, 2017, South Korea was the first stop on Vice President Pence's Asia tour. His father fought in the Korean War, and Mr. Pence began his visit by offering his respects at the Seoul National Cemetery. Notably, Mr. Pence visited the DMZ and, filled with emotion, called it the frontier of freedom. Ladies and gentlemen, let us welcome His Excellency Vice President Mike Pence.
Distinguished leaders, ladies and gentlemen, I'm honored to address you at this global rally of hope, sponsored by the Universal Peace Federation, and join you in the great cause of building a more peaceful and prosperous world. The Bible says, "Blessed are the peacemakers," and I believe this gathering of leaders from nations across the world, leaders who cherish the values of faith, family, democracy, and justice under the rule of law, will be a blessing to people in Korea, the Indo-Pacific, and the wider world. And I'm also grateful to the Washington Times, a model of fair and accurate reporting that American decision-makers have relied on for nearly 40 years. I especially want to thank Dr. Moon for hosting this important event and for faithfully devoting her life to the pursuit of peace. and also extend my warmest wishes as she celebrates the birthday she shares with her late husband. Thank you, Dr. Moon, for living out your life's calling with compassion and grace. As we gather today, my heart is full of hope and confidence that better days lie ahead for America and for the world. For the past year, the coronavirus pandemic has inflicted heartbreak and hardship across the globe. Every nation on earth has been put to the test. Now, thanks to bold leadership, groundbreaking partnerships, and the courageous resolve of individual citizens, mankind's victory over the coronavirus is closer than ever before. Here in the United States, we marshaled a whole of America response, calling on researchers, scientists, and manufacturers to speed needed supplies to our healthcare workers. And we developed a vaccine in less than a year, a truly unprecedented medical miracle. More than 50 million vaccine doses have now been administered in the United States, and millions more have been administered around the globe. Every day, we are one day closer to putting the long night of the coronavirus behind us. Rays of sunlight have pierced the horizon, and a bright new day is dawning. Now, as nations undertake the urgent work of restoring lost jobs, reopening shuttered industries, we must remember that our task is not merely to rebuild the world of the past, but to forge a brighter future for all our citizens. During my 4 years as Vice President, at home and abroad, I've seen firsthand that truly great nations embrace freedom, the principles of religious liberty, freedom of speech, democracy, and free enterprise. We know that strong families, education, equal treatment under the law, and a recognition of the dignity and worth of every human life, born and unborn, is the foundation of true national greatness. On that foundation of shared values, we can build a world of strong, sovereign nations, bound by our commitment to the timeless ideals of liberty, security, and opportunity for all. With free people, strong nations, and bold leaders, there's no limit to what we can achieve. And in keeping with the theme of this Rally of Hope, I also believe that we can further the progress we made in the last administration, strengthening our historic alliance with the courageous people of South Korea. Let me emphasize, America is strongly committed to supporting the Republic of Korea, Japan, and our allies across the region. Our commitment to our common defense remains unbreakable. We will stand firm against our common adversaries, even as we work in good faith to turn those adversaries into friends. And in doing that, I believe we're laying a foundation to bring about the peaceful unification of Korea within our lifetime. That vision of freedom, peace, and prosperity is the same vision the people of the United States and the Republic of Korea have shared for nearly 70 years. A Korea united by the universal values of human dignity, liberty, and economic freedom. It's the vision that my father, Ed Pence, a young Army lieutenant in the Korean War, fought to defend. And it's the vision that generations of Americans and freedom-loving Koreans have defended and pursued for all the Korean people. Building on that legacy as Vice President was one of the highest honors of my life. In April of 2017, it was my privilege to travel to South Korea to meet with the leaders of the Republic of Korea, with American armed forces, and to peer across the border of the demilitarized zone at a time of great tension. We returned in February of 2018 to herald the Winter Olympics that celebrated a vision of peace on the Korean Peninsula. And in the wake of President Trump's historic summit in Singapore, it was my privilege to be on the tarmac in Hawaii when the remains of 55 fallen Americans were at last returned to American soil from North Korea. More summits would follow, and while peace remained elusive, we will continue to pursue a peaceful future. the final and fully verified denuclearization of the Korean Peninsula. And I am proud to stand alongside all of you on this day to support the cause of freedom, security, and peace for all the Korean people. So today, at this global rally of hope, I urge all the leaders looking on, keep striving for peace, keep believing in freedom, and have faith. For without faith, it is impossible to please God. And know that your labors on behalf of peace for the Korean people across the Asia-Pacific and the wider world are not in vain. Thank you for the honor of addressing you today, and may God bless you all.
Thank you, Mr. Vice President, for your wisdom and courage to inspire unity and cooperation between all nations. 여러분 멋진
Ladies and
연설을
gentlemen,
해주신 우리
let
마이크
us give
펜스
another
부통령께 다시
round of
한번
applause to
감사의
former Vice
박수를
President Mike
부탁드리겠습니다.
Pence for his keynote address. It is now time for our second keynote address. The second keynote address will be presented by Honorable David Beasley, the Executive Director of the world-renowned United Nations World Food Program. Before serving as the Executive Director of the UN World Food Program, Mr. Beasley represented South Carolina as a member of the U.S. House of Representatives and also served as its governor from 1995 to 1999. Mr. Beasley was appointed as the Executive Director of the UN World Food Program in April 2017. With his outstanding leadership skills and 40 years of experience in international communications and work, Mr. Beasley has worked to gather financial support to eradicate world hunger, going beyond the barriers of politics, religion, and race. Furthermore, he has worked passionately to not only provide emergency food assistance, but to establish long-term food programs to achieve stability and lasting peace in each region. As a result, Mr. Beasley's work to combat world hunger was recognized, and in December 2020, he received the Nobel Peace Prize on behalf of the World Food Program. I believe his work will make a great contribution to establishing a heavenly unified Korea. Let us welcome Mr. David Beasley with a warm round of applause.
Excellencies, ladies and gentlemen, friends throughout the world, it's a real pleasure to join today's Rally of Hope. Let me start first by thanking Dr. Moon, who co-founded the Universal Peace Federation in an effort to focus attention on the importance of working for peace around the world, and we need it now more than ever. The dream of peace throughout the Korean Peninsula is shared by the millions of men, children, and women who live there, whichever side of the border they are on, and by the people across the globe. My father was a Korean War veteran, so I join you in praying that it will come to pass one day, and one day soon. We at the World Food Program know from our work that where peace exists, fewer children go to bed hungry. But tragically, where there is hunger, peace can often be hard to find. For those of you who are not familiar with our work, the World Food Program is the world's largest humanitarian agency working to end global hunger. Last year alone, we reached more than 114 million people in over 80 countries with food assistance. We exist to serve our brothers and sisters in need, to love our neighbor, wherever they may be. Last October, we were truly humbled and honored to be awarded the 2020 Nobel Peace Prize in recognition of our efforts to bring peace and stability to a troubled world. At WFP, we have a long history of partnership and cooperation with the peoples of the Korean Peninsula. For many years, we have worked with the governments of the Democratic People's Republic of Korea and the Republic of Korea to ensure that every child, no matter where she or he lives, has healthy, nutritious food to eat. WFP has been present in DPRK since 1995. We provide specialized nutritious foods for mothers and children under the age of 12, which are distributed to kindergartens, schools, orphanages, and hospitals across the country. The WFP program is a partnership with the government of DPRK. We still have a very long way to go before every child in every part of the world has enough to eat. But the Republic of Korea's story gives me hope for the future. WFP started working in the country way back in 1964 in the aftermath of the Korean War, and for 20 years we supported the Korean people with food assistance. And during this period, the country, the people, rebuilt itself from the ground up. In just one generation, the Republic of Korea went from aid recipient to aid donor. Today, it is WFP's 11th largest government supporter. This is an inspirational journey which proves that with commitment and hard work, eradicating hunger is in fact achievable. It is a tremendous example of everything we strive for at WFP. I hope this story of success inspires the wider international community to fund expansion of the humanitarian programs which are still urgently needed on the Korean Peninsula. Programs which provide nutritious foods to children and their mothers, vaccinations against preventable illnesses, and community defenses against floods and droughts. The impact of the COVID-19 pandemic over the past year has made our task even more urgent. But I am optimistic that this unprecedented crisis is also our chance to lay aside our differences, to show we are prepared to love our neighbor as ourselves, and work as one to create the better and more peaceful world we all want to see. Every single one of us can contribute, and we can help to build a brighter future.
Thank you, Mr. Beasley, for your service to humanity and your investment in the peaceful unification of Korea.
Welcome back. I hope you were able to receive something from those two messages. One of the common components that I found in both of the speeches was the idea of universally shared values. In other words, we're really here to help each other. We need to help each other, and with God's help, then we can solve all of humanity's problems. One of the things that we do have in common is marriage. In other words, regardless of your culture, your race, your religion, your nationality, marriage is celebrated in all cultures and races and worlds. The whole world is celebrating marriage constantly. So what we're trying to do in the future is to have festivals and programs that celebrate marriage. So whether you want to rededicate your marriage, whether you're getting married for the first time or you're looking to get married, please get in touch with us and you can participate in one of our marriage festivals that are coming up to rededicate your marriage, to celebrate marriage. One thing I always like to do is to let you have the opportunity to have one of the autobiographies of our co-founders, Reverend Sun Myung Moon, his autobiography as a peace-loving global citizen, and his wife, Dr. Hak Cha-han Moon, her autobiography as well. So if you're interested in one of those, please get in touch with me. They are complimentary. So thank you for joining us today. It's appreciated.